We might be live. Yeah, are we live? We're live. Hello. It's Keith. It's been a while. Sorry, you guys. It's been quite some time. We got a cool little pop filter now. It's been a while. Took the week off, more or less. I've been working behind the scenes. It was an interesting. Am I muted? No, we're good. It was an interesting weekend. Hallows Eve, our Samhain, our new Druidic New Year. I'm doing something new this year, you guys. Doing something new. I'm not following New Year's anymore. At least not the Western sense. I'm over it. I'm done. It sucks. It doesn't make natural sense. It's weird. I forgot. I should look up why our New Year is as it is on January 1st. I should. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that, or one of you guys can fill us in the meantime. But November 1st actually marks the Druidic tree calendar. Right? So here's why I'm going with the Druidic tree calendar. First and foremost, because trees, hell yeah, what up? Shout out to the trees. It's nice to follow. I'm a simple man. Name's Keith. I'm a simple man. I like how the trees sound when the wind blows through them. I like how the light looks when it sets through a canopy. I like a batch of homemade pumpkin ale and some rum. Like simple things. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, in other words. November 1st is, so let me say hello to Ann Pepita, Chidori, JHDs, Salavi, hello. Yeah, we're going to hit them with that. Oh, come on. Here's where we at. Yeah. That's the one we need right now. We're getting to the new year. Phoenix, Stacy 413. The Julian calendar. Yes, that's right. I was like, wasn't it some emperor? I didn't realize it was Julius. Makes sense. July. Augustus for August. All right, so yeah, that makes sense. From Rome. Okay. Hessa, I got your frankincense resin, but I'll get. Sorry, I digress. Okay, I'm gonna read something to you guys from Understanding the Druid Celtic Tree Calendar. The Celtic calendar is a collection of systems for keeping time and was used by Celtic countries to denote the start and duration of the day, week, month, seasons. The quarter days, festivals, what up? The Celtic people looked at time differently than people do today. For Celts, time was circular and not linear, like today's widely accepted Gregorian method. These ancient people started their day and every festival at dusk instead of dawn. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So, anywho, Samhain, Halloween. Samhain, which the Celts celebrate every October 31st, was a time when they believed that the veil between the other world and the world of the living is thin enough for the dead to return. And here's the cool thing. Well, I believe today is Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos is the 2nd of November or the 1st? All Souls Day. Come on, what day of the year is it? Someone help me out here. Hey Siri, what day is Dia de los Muertos?
Sorry, I don't know when that is.
What? You know what that is, Siri. Don't act like you don't know how to speak Spanish, you goddamn AI biting information and slanging it to the different friggin'. It's either the 1st or the 2nd. Point is, isn't it interesting that you've got the Day of the Dead in Mexican culture aligning with the same day as the Celts and their idea of Samhain being when the veil is thinnest for the dead to visit. And if you guys don't know what Dia de los Muertos is, where the hell you been? Pixar released Coco, which is a phenomenal movie, and pretty much talks about the idea behind Dia de los Muertos, which is um, our ancestors live only if, well, not only, but our ancestors persist off of our acknowledging them. And so you light candles and put the pictures on the ofrenda, on the offering, and you give them food and drink and trinkets and things. But isn't that cool that these two countries, seemingly extremely far from each other, we're talking Ireland, Scotland, probably is Norway and things like that. I'm sure there's some overlap. I'm matching with Mexico. Now, to be fair, Mexican tradition is a blend of Spaniard tradition, and the Spaniards used to be super Germanic before they were conquered by Rome once again. And so Spain, prior to Rome, was pagan, hella pagan, and there was lots of cross-cultural sharing between um, Spain before it was España and Portugal and France, the Franks. Like it's all overlapping culture, right? So maybe, maybe it's not too far of a stretch to say that this Day of the Dead thing lines up. Anywho, it just makes more sense naturally speaking. I mean, now is the harvest season. So now all the crops are dying. Your corn's drying up. Your pumpkins are drying up. Your oats and your wheats are drying up. In other words, everything is dying and going to seed. So we're in a very heavy transition stage of the natural rhythm of the planet, at least in the northern hemisphere. We're on a natural flow of things. So to me, not even to me, as far as the planet goes, the circadian rhythm of Mama Earth, as it is, why not line up with that? If in my hemisphere things are dying right now, dropping seed to begin new life, why not orient my flow to that? You know how we talk about rhythm, the law of rhythm in hermetics? So the law of rhythm says you're going to be swinging back and forth, right? You're going to be swinging back and forth, light, dark, motivated, unmotivated, death, life, right? We can't stop that swing, but what we can do is learn how to use the swing's energy for us. And so if the swing of the natural world right now is things going to seed, death, rebirth, why not base our rhythm off of that? So we're not sort of, it would be the equivalent of a swing going forward and you trying to kick your legs backwards so that you can swing backwards while the swing is swinging. No, like you swing forward, you sit down on the swing and you push when the swing's going forward and you lean when it's going backwards, so that you can go with, not fight it, but go with it. Whereas July 1st, you're fucking balls deep in winter and they're like, oh, here's the new year. Everything is cold fried to a crisp. Everything is hibernating or dead because it's cold as hell outside. And Rome was like, hey, new year in the middle of something that's not new at all. You know what I mean? So I'm over it. On top of that, the birch tree is the first year of the Druidic calendar. The only downside to following the Druidic calendar is I'm in SoCal, so we don't have many trees. We have oak. We have tons of oak here, which is a magical ass tree. Don't get me wrong. Lots of shrubs. We have tons of essential oil laden shrubs. Are all the 1,000 varieties of sage and a few varieties of your mugworts and your artemisias and tons of cactus medicine. But anywho, check this out too. Birch tree, which is the first tree of the calendar, represents, as it should, like death, rebirth, sort of new beginnings, because it's the beginning of the calendar. But the tree name is birch Beth, but spelled Beith, like beef, like Keith. And my name Keith translates to dweller of the woods, like someone who dwells in the woods. That's what the name Keith means. How fitting. So I'm practically I'm just a tree master, is what I'm getting at. It's just a tree master. Yes, Azrael, how's it going? Nice to see you. Samhain is Celtic. Yes, Samhain is Celtic. Yeah, there's a ton of overlap between all those cultures. You know what I mean? Like things back then were so isolated that you could, that Great Britain has 1,000 different accents, and it's like a fifth the size of California, but it has like 20 accents compared to California's 2 or 3 accents, maybe, because for such a long time, these areas were isolated for such a long time that you could develop 1,000 different variations, like really concrete variations of a belief or practice. If you're trapped in a valley and you can't, you're only limited to how far you can walk in a day. Plus, it was snowing in the winter time and it was harsh elements. Some people, you lived in your own village and you didn't leave your village, your 3 acres of land for years at a time. So if you're in your own little valley and you're not seeing other valleys for years at a time, your culture is going to become extremely consolidated. Boom, fast forward a few hundred years, now everyone's mingling with each other, cultures are mingling, and so like what is Celtic could be slightly Norwegian or it could be Slavic or like Viking-esque, but then the Vikings were kind of Germanic, and so there's a lot of Germanic, like Germany, Eastern European influence on like rune stones, for example. People see rune stones and they think they're from, like Vikings, but they're actually sort of originated in continental Europe and brought over to the Vikings. So there's a lot of overlap, but Celtic, Samhain is for sure traditionally Celtic. Take your shoes off, stay a while, everyone. So yeah, happy New Year to my nature lovers out there. Yesterday was the first. The birch tree is it, and I'm excited to start. I'm excited to like use the Earth's rhythms for making shit happen, and to sort of not even making shit happen, but like there's a lot of philosophies out there. There's a lot of cultures, religions, and spiritual practices, and it's like there's so much that you can't make sense of it, and it's that's why I'm excited to do the tree thing, because it's simple. You got trees that been here forever. If you live in the northern hemisphere, this time of year from now to like eternity, they're gonna die. They're gonna go to seed. It's like it's simple. Nature is extremely complex, but it's also extremely simple. It's like keep it simple. My coach used to always tell me, keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate things. And I don't know. I feel like it already has given me a different quality of associating with the world around me, at least the natural world around me. Like that's what it is, right? That's what the magic is. That's what we want when we say we want magic. Is we want a connection to things. We want a connection to the world that we haven't had before, or that we have had before and we lost, or a connection with the natural world that feels like home. Even if you've never been there before, it feels like home. And that's the beauty of it all. That's the power of evoking, period. Some people are seeking and looking and trying to find things, which is one way of doing it. And then another way is to evoke it. A good analogy would be I can go to the woods to find the peace and the sort of solace and the escape from the regular, everyday, natural tendencies of things, or I can like find it chilling in the backyard doing my own thing. Hold on. And there's the alcohols right there too.
Yeah, I just got a big hole.
But yeah, that's why I wanted to give a proper Happy New Year for not just for you guys, but for myself. Like, why the fuck not? You know what I mean? I can't like imagine you're growing up and you just like you're creating your own world. Like the calendar's huge. Like, the songs they teach you about the calendar and the pictures that go with the calendar and the things that you do during the year and the associations that you have. It's like we can change whatever the hell we want with just a proper placement of will and nothing else. We can change whatever the hell we want. Our entire experience. I'm gonna give it a serious try. I got this dope ass book, the Druid Tree Calendar, and every month I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to manifest, to create, to evoke the feelings that I want. Instead of having to seek them out, I will become them, live them, and it's simple. It's so simple. It's like the most simple, period, but it has the biggest impact. I bet I can check out. Happy, yeah, that's a Happy New Year. What else we got? We got JD's Phoenix, Azrael. How the Richie breathe. What up, Richie? Nice to see you in here. We've been working behind the scenes on the Gnostic Gospels and got some help finally. So maybe I can start pumping out a ton of audiobooks for you guys because I know they're your favorite. I see the stats. If I have 10,000 minutes watched in a few days, 9,000 of those are going to the audiobooks and then 1,000 are going to the regular videos like these. So they're going to be coming up. Ready? Oh, dope. All right. But yeah, thank you, Richie. I'm not sure if you're still here, but my tribe, JHDs, you're part of a tribe? What sort of tribe? Native American tribe or a foreign tribe? Some people view their birthday as the beginning of their year. Probably the best way to do it. Phoenix does the 31st of December through December 1st. Cockney Sparrow, what's up? Me, I love trees too. Also, if any of you guys have access to birch trees, please hit me up because I've got a little business idea that sounds fun as hell. So apparently what you can do with birch trees, the bark peels on them. So you soak them with water, dry them and press them or do some kind of weird thing. And it makes a very soft, leathery feeling piece of paper. And traditionally what they would do is they would make paper out of the birch tree, write your little ritual and intention on it, burn it, do whatever you got to do. And it's pretty dope. So but there's no birch trees that grow in Southern California, which means if any of you guys live near birch trees, I will happily pay you to go harvest some for me and shoot it at Chaboy. I would really love that. Thank you. I love watching the trees dance too, Phoenix. Azrael, you're from Japan? I would love cherry blossom trees. I would. Karen, hello. Amrita Viveka. Or Bacon. Hello. Agent Smith made it. What up? So I'm trying to. Hey, Smith has arrived. What up? Smith has arrived. When the only nature emoji you can find is tainted in capitalism. Yeah, capitalism can be quite the taint sometimes. And also not. I try to keep an open mind to capitalism, mostly because it's what I have to work with at the time. So it doesn't me personally, it doesn't make sense to lay too much of a heavy criticism and taintness on capitalism because well, I can't hold that thought and partake in it and not have some sort of internal destruction. So I'm doing my best to hold that capitalism can be used for something that capitalism cannot be associated with something being tainted, in other words. But yeah. Breakrin, yeah, I'm drying some herbs. They've been drying for a good couple weeks now, and I'm super happy with the progress. Super happy. Thankfully, they're keeping the terpenes. I was worried that if I left them too long, that they would start to break down, but the garage is actually proving to be quite nice. They're getting a little bit of sun more than I would like, but what the hell? What do you want from me? I only have so much space. Anywho. But yeah. Richie. Yeah, I'm stuck too. Where we at? JDH. Nice. What part I just did one of those, well, not just a couple years ago, did one of those blood tests. And turns out I'm 20% native to Southern to Southern California coast, but it doesn't give me specifics. Like I would imagine there were countless tribes along the Southern California coast. The only one I know off the top of my head is Chumash. So I'm practically living in the homeland of my peoples. And then I got 25% British. So that's probably where my love for, or not love, but for my interest in Celtic Druidry and stuff like that probably comes from that 25%. And I got my third West African combo, which is where my wonderful dreadlocks probably come from. What else do I have? Iberian Peninsula and Basque. It's probably where the alien comes from. I can't remember what else is in there. I need to do a video and show you guys my breakdown because it's a shit ton of things. Jasmine Williams, hello. This is exactly what I'm on too, bro. I'm becoming the feelings and experiences I want instead of thinking I can only have them with outside people. But it is bliss, man. I had that on lock so well. All right, you guys, pay attention right here because what Jasmine Williams just said is if you're going to get anything from this video, be it exactly what she just reiterated. What she said was, I'm becoming the feelings and experiences I want instead of thinking I can only have them with outside people. It is bliss. Fucking A, it is. And here's the way it happened for me. I was able to experience these natural places of bliss because I would find them in nature or in certain times of the year or while reading certain books or listening to certain kinds of music. And I fell in love with those feelings. I could revisit them with turning on a book or going to a certain place. These past couple years, I had my sort of rhythmic bounce back. So I wasn't able to experience those favorite things as much as I would like. And so I kept longing for them. And this sort of New Year thing is my way of going back to what Jasmine Williams reiterated, in that I'm revisiting how one becomes the feelings and experiences that they want. Right? Because it can happen both ways. The saying goes, as above, so below, as below, so above. So 100%, we can have those experiences that we want and need through external stimulation. Like, by all means, hunt those experiences down, but know at the same time that you are capable of generating them yourself. And as Richie Breathe always says, balance, balancing tides. So thanks for sharing that, Jasmine. And thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat, Mad Titan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that more than you realize. Tony Toussaint, if you got birch trees, I would love to get some of the bark from you. Try not to pull the bark from the tree. They don't like that. If you can find some freshly fallen birch bark on the ground, that's ideal. They will for sure get pissed if you start ripping it off the trunk. 100%. Azrael Vicious, welcome to the wow, man. What up? Dope. We got a new squad member. Everyone welcome Azrael Vicious. Are you from Japan, Azrael? Is that why you brought up Japan earlier? Royal Power is always Royal Power. You're always dropping the most interesting comments on my videos that I really wish you would dissect a little more, which tells me that you might just have to come on one of the lives one of these days. If you're open to it, of course, no pressure. Or maybe we could just talk amongst each other and develop ideas. That would be cool too. But you always seem to you know what I mean? You always seem to you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Quarter Japanese. Oh, dope. I'm way behind in your guys' comments. My bad. Way behind. My bloodline is from Okinawa. All right, dope. So you have the Japanese bloodline. Capitalism means everyone can sell things and create their empire. Well said, Salavi. I believe that too. I also believe that capitalism isn't necessarily evil in and of itself. I believe that capitalism accelerates what people want if you know how to use it. And the material world is tricky, man. And capitalism tends to be a materially driven enterprise. And when you're driven by the material, you're playing with fire, literally and metaphorically speaking, which is why I believe capitalism has such a bad rap. But us as conscious creators just have to figure out a way to either modify capitalism or make it fucking work in a way that's gonna be beneficial to everyone. You know what I mean? And people are doing it for sure. People are doing it. But yeah, well said, Salavi. Yeah. Forgive me, I'm a Capricorn, so my humor sometimes is a little dark. I'm down for it. I have a lot of Capricorn ruling planets in my chart, so my humor is mostly dark. I feel you. Yeah. Do an invocation spell to Anubis? Should we? I have my Anubis candle holders. I just don't have any taper candles at the moment. So might have to get some and we can hold one to Anubis. We can run a passive live for everyone. Cockney Sparrow. I have 1% Basque. I know. I was at like 2 or 3% Basque. I'm like 1 or 2% of a ton of things. But you guys know about Basque, right? You guys should look up Basque if you haven't yet. Still super behind in the comments. My bad. I still want more candle videos. Your explanation of calling blood a conduit was genius. Oh, I know. I'm like, sometimes I get scared that I maxed out my genius on the blood video, but I also haven't given it serious time to come up with a video like that. But I do have one right now that I've been mulling over, and it's along the same lines of making science out of spirituality. I forgot what it is, but it comes to me at least once a week, and I go, oh, I gotta do another video like the blood one, but on that. It'll come to me again. When it does, I'll be sure to write it down. Thank you for the inspiration, Azrael. I appreciate it. I'm here enough to justify the membership. Hell yeah. Yep, thank you. Almost caught up to the comments. East Oakland, dope. I went to school at SF State, so I spent a few years in the city proper in Outer Sunset, which I fucking loved, man. Oh man, I was on. I don't know if you know streets or anything, but I was basically on Terrible, which is a street with a trolley on it that goes straight all the way down to the ocean. I would just get my longboard and bomb that bitch straight to the ocean, put on my super feelsy, vibey music, and watch the sunset. And those cold, crisp, breezy San Francisco autumn evenings, man, it was something else. I miss those. But I didn't spend much time in Oakland. Karen, birch is so popular in my country. Estonia? You're from Estonia? You told me that, didn't you? Oh man, maybe we can figure something out, Karen. Or if preferably don't want to pay shipping across seas for birch leaves. If someone has birch in the States, that'd be great, but we might have to link up, Karen. Catch 22 East Oakland, what up? You guys out in Oakland should link up and be homies. I'm gonna have to chop this up though because I'm hungry as hell and I think the food's ready. It is a time of year for candles. We will burn them. Benedict Ernest. I love that name, man. Benedict Ernest. This energy is thick like my thigh. That's hella funny. But thick thighs can be good, all right? Thick thighs are a good thing, so maybe the energy is good, but we must be wary at the same time. I like it. Sorry about the typo nails. That's funny. That's hella funny. Below what I asked too fat. That's hella funny. Starseed Glow. I was thinking about you this morning, Starseed Glow, because you're I believe. Actually, I'm not sure what Azrael signed up as, but you might be the only tier that has the private lives. Because I wanted to do so. One of the tiers for the membership, the second tier is private live, so that basically my idea is I want to go live with the members and go, hey, what do you guys like? What brought you in the first place? What do you really appreciate? Let's do more of that shit. And so have like a sort of constructive dialogue amongst the members and make content around those private lives. The first one, the $2 one, is just like, hey, Keith, want to support? Here's $2 a month. Like, you're killing it. Do your thing. And then the next two tiers are people who want to be more involved in like have content put out that they want put out. And that's that's that. So I'll be back later, Phoenix. I think I'm gonna be doing some audiobook recording for some of the Gnostic Gospels later, and maybe I'll do a live. Wow, so you guys can get some behind the scenes, or maybe that live. Actually, I think I told the members that the behind the scenes lives would be for them. So maybe I might come back on later for the members. But anywho, before I go though, I would like to give a proper thank you to, I don't have their actual names, but Eden, Papsiak, P did 247427, Ashley 11111, John Smith, of course, Hui Noonian, and of course Buddy Lance, all you guys. Those are all my Patreon members. That's another place where you can support me. Patreon's dope because I think YouTube takes like 50-60% of everything I make, whether it's like selling t-shirts through them or memberships or super chats. And but by all means, please be members if it's easier for you guys. Like, thank you. Even if I'm getting taxed, like thank you for doing it. It's awesome. I'm not hating. I'm just saying I have a couple different platforms where people support me on. So thank you to the Patreon members. I'm not sure. How do I look up all my members I'll find it right now and I'll give you guys all the proper thank you. Let's see. Memberships. Our latest, Azrael Vicious Tarot. Thank you kindly. Starseed Glow. Thank you kindly. You guys are both here. Pandora's not here, but thank you, Pandora. She's supported me a number of times through Cash App. Thanks, Pandora. Len K. Hessa, I believe, is here. Salavi is here. Thank you guys so much. So much for joining. Isaiah, Azrael, you did do the $5 one. Nice. Dope. So that means we have 2 members in our council lives. So Azrael and Starseed. Looks like it'll be the 3 of us. And maybe we'll launch that soon. Let me know when you guys want. You guys are both here. When's a good night? Tomorrow night? No, tomorrow night we do lives. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So how can I get my first live? I know that's funny. I was just talking about that. Well, it's up to you guys. We can do it obviously whenever it makes the most sense. It's only 3 of us, so it's obviously loose. But when we get more people, it's probably going to have to be a set time every week so we can schedule accordingly. But if it's just the 3 of us, like we can make it work. Just let me know when you guys are free. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where tarot reading. Okay, that's it. Looks like that's it. Tarot reading. Oh, the inner flame. Nice. You're living all our dreams. Thank you too, man, woman, human. Thank you kindly. All right. That's your best for you. Same. 6 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Pacific is usually best for me. I'm pretty much done with everything by 6 p.m. as far as work goes. But yeah. Oh, Sacramento, Starcy, dope. So we're on Pacific. All right, dope. I'll make a post in the community for that, like only you guys can see, because I can do that now because I'm all like official and shit. So I'll make a post. I'll throw out a time. It'll be 6 p.m. and we'll figure out a day and just comment on the post, yay or nay. We'll make it work. And I'll see you guys maybe later today. All right. I remember, Sochi. I remember. Thanks for joining. I meant to say hi as you checked in earlier, but I got caught up. But I remember your painting, Sochi. Keep painting. It was a nice one too. I enjoyed it. All right. Good night, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Okay. Goodbye.